Good morning, everyone. Second week of distance learning or learning at home and through videos and stuff. And so I hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing fine and just trying to keep going through everything. And so I hope you all are doing well. I saw Ryder on Saturday, not in person, but his mom sent me a video online, and so it was good to see him. So today, the book that we're going to read is called Growing Frogs. So what do you think this book might be about? Yep, I think you're right. It's going to be about frogs and how they changed. Last week we talked some about butterflies and how butterflies start in eggs and then they grow into a caterpillar, and then they go into a cocoon and go through a metamorphosis process, and then they come out as a butterfly. And the same is sort of true with frogs, so we'll learn about that. So our author for this book is called Vivian French, and the illustrator is Allison Bartlett. Growing Frogs. Okay, here we go. Once when I was little, my mother read me a story about a frog that grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Afterward, Mom asked me if I'd like to watch some real frogs growing. I know where there's a pond with lots of frogs' eggs in it, she said. We could bring some home. I was frightened. I don't want any frogs jumping around getting bigger and bigger and bigger, I said. But Mom gave me a hug. It's only a story, she said. Even when frogs are growing up, that they'll still be smaller than my hand. Oh, I said, okay. The next day, we went to look at the pond. The water was dark brown, and there was gray jelly stuff floating on the top. Yuck, I said. There's the frog spawn, said Mom, and she pointed to the gray jelly stuff. I bet that was laid last Friday night. The frogs were croaking so loudly, I couldn't get any sleep. And it says, male frogs croak to attract female frogs for mating. And then they lay those eggs. You see the black dot in the middle of each jelly shell, said Mom. That's going to grow into a tadpole. Where are the frogs? I asked. Tadpoles grow into frogs, she said. Little ones, not giant frogs here. Mom put some pond weed and some stones into a bag. She filled a bucket with pond water. Then I scooped a little of the frog spawn into it. Every day when I woke up, I went straight downstairs to look at the frog spawn. The little dot grew into bigger dots and then into tiny curls. And one morning, I saw the first tadpole wiggling out of its jelly shell. You see that tadpole right there growing out? At first, the tadpoles didn't do much. They just stayed close to their jelly shells and nibbled at the pondweed. But after 2 or 3 days, they looked quite different. There were feathery things on their heads, and I could see their eyes. They swam very fast. Ten of the eggs didn't ever hatch. The black dots were dull and cloudy, and Mom took them away. Then we cleaned out the tank and put in fresh pond weed and pond water. One of the tadpoles swam into my hand when I was putting a stone back. It was slippery and slithery, and it made me jump. After a while, I got used to having tadpoles, and I didn't look at them so often. When Mom told me their little feathery things had disappeared, I didn't believe her, but it was true. Do you see the tadpole there in the picture? So they're kind of small still. I was the one who saw the next change, though. Look, I shouted, and Mom flashed to see. Some of the tadpoles had grown 2 little bumps. Mom said the bumps would grow into their back legs. You see them? They grew very quickly. One day, there were 2 little bumps. The next day, the bumps were stumps. So you can see them right there. Yeah. The day after that, they looked almost like real legs. And when the feet unfolded, they were webbed like tiny brownish green fans. They aren't tadpoles anymore, I said, but they're not quite frogs. The not quite frogs grew front legs next, and then their tails got shorter and their mouths got wider. Now they're frogs, Mom said, baby ones. Soon the baby frogs were popping up and gulping at the surface of the water. One of them tried to climb onto the stones, but it slid off. Mom said they were getting ready to leave the water. Grown-up frogs breathe air, she said, and that's what the stones are for, so our frogs can climb out of the water and breathe. Not long after that, Mom said it was time to take our baby frogs back to live on the pond with all the other baby frogs. I was sorry to leave them, but Mom said we could come back and visit every day. One rainy morning a week later, Mom woke me up very early. Hurry, she said, and we ran down the stairs and out to the pond. There were hundreds of tiny frogs hopping over the grass. They're looking for dark, wet places to live, Mom said, but they won't go fast, and in a couple of years, they'll be back to lay frog spawn of their own. Will they be bigger then, I asked. Just a little bit, said Mom. Good, I said. I like having frogs jumping around, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The end. Do you remember my friend Miss Armstrong who came to visit with us? Well, a long time ago, Miss Armstrong and I taught kindergarten next to each other at a school in Tulsa. And so she had her class and I had my class. Well, in my room, I had tadpoles. I had an aquarium, like we had our crabs in, but it was filled with water, and we had tadpoles in there. And I remember Miss Armstrong used to always come in to see my tadpoles, and as they were getting bigger. And then we did eventually let them go because they grew into frogs, and so we let them go in a pond. So that was a lot of fun to see that. We'll be back in just a few minutes to do our calendar. See you in a second. So good morning again. So last week we were doing our lessons, right? And I was starting with 3 videos every day, and one of them was our phonics. And so I kind of decided that was a little bit too much. So I'm going to add some phonics stuff in with our read aloud and our calendar time. And so we will see how this all goes, but hopefully it'll be a little better. This is one of the games that we played at school on the board, and I know as a video it's not quite as much fun as it would have been if you had gotten to do it yourself, but we're going to try to see how this goes today. So we will do our best. So okay, so this is an April game, so I'm going to pick which one should I pick? I'll pick the bunny rabbit today. Let's see. Okay, so we are supposed to be building words. Okay, so it is pointing to lip. So I'm going to sound out my words and then write it. Lip. L. Oh, maybe I just click it, maybe. Eh. So what makes it eh sound? Yep. Good job. Lip. P. Makes a p sound. Yep. Good job. So now we're going to go on to the next one. I think this is nap. What do you think? So we're going to start with nap. What's the first letter? N. Good. There we go. Now I want to see here for a second. If I picked the wrong middle letter, what would happen? So if the word is nap, nap. Now what makes an ah sound? It's an A, right? But let's say that I just wasn't sure and that I just picked the P. Let's see what would have happened. What happens? Oh, look, and it put it in its right place. Now let's see if I did an M, what would happen? Nope, so it took it away because that wasn't right. Now, nap. So it's an A, right? Now this, I think, is run. What do you hear? Good. Good. And what makes the sound? Is it an I? Nope. What else could it be? Yep, it's a U. Good. What makes it sound? Good. Good job. We're going to do one more, and then we'll change it back over. Okay. So this is this is not something we see much anymore, but it's a little red thing, and it's called, it's sticking in, it's called a pin cushion. But it's really just pointing to the pen. So what do we know in the word pen? P, p, p. Good. P, makes it sound? Good. And what makes it sound? Good. So now I'm going to go back to home. We could go on, but that's all we're going to do today. Okay. So we're going to stop that part there and just leave it there. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to stop for a second, and then I'll be back in just a second. We'll finish up with our calendar, okay? Okay, so we finished this part up on Friday, right? And Friday we did was the 17th. And so now Saturday was the 18th. And then Sunday is the 19th. And today is the 20th. All right, so here we go. So today is Monday, April 20th, 2020. So Monday, April 20th, 2020. So let's go and do our Days of the Week songs.
Are you between phone calls?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the days of the week. Start each day with a smile, make each day full of fun. So let's make each and every day a very, very special one. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the days of the week. The days of the week. Days of the week.
What?
January, February, March, and April, May, and June, and July. August, September, October, November, December. January, February, March, and April, May, and June, and July. August, September, October, November, December. These are the months of the year. Oh, these are the months of the year. Fill them with joy and with cheer, the months of the year. Okay, so here's our weather graph, right? So I hope you are able to get outside and to enjoy some of the beautiful weather this weekend. So today, what is the weather like today? Let's see here. First, we are going to go here. So it is still really pretty nice outside today, isn't it? Let's see. And it's sunny. So I'm going to do this and color in a sunny. There we go. So now we're going to count, right? How many days have been sunny? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many have been cloudy? 1, 2, 3, 4, and rainy 1. So what do we have the most of? Good job with most of. We've had sunny, and our least has been rainy. Season, what season are we in? Yep, we are still in spring. So, there we go. And outside today, is it hot, cool, warm, hot, cold, warm, or cool? I am going to say it is warm outside today. It's going to be a nice day. It's not quite hot yet, but it's a nice warm day. Good. Let's see. We're going to skip that coin stuff today. And I want to get into this today. Okay. We're not going to spend a ton of time with this because we'll do math in a little bit. But remember, if I have one stick that's all stuck together, how many is that? It's 10, right? So if I have 2 sets of 10s, and let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when it's asking me for 10s, remember, it's asking me how many sets of 10s do I have. So I have 2 sets of 10s. And I'm going to change, there it goes. Hopefully. Good. So I have 2 sets of 10s, right? And how many 1s do I have? So that means how many by one, just one block at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 2 10s and 5 1s. So to put that number together, we just write it. 2 and then 5. So what number is that, say? It's 25. Good. And another way to write that is we have 20, because 2 sets of 10s are 20, right? So we can go 10, 20. Then I have 5 1s. 20 plus 5 is how much? 25. Good job. Okay, we are going to stop that right there, and I'm going to put that back like it was. And so I will see you in a little bit to do math. So make sure you take some time today to get some energy out, some good food to eat. Make sure you are being kind to your family, because I know the longer we are inside, the harder it can be. And so just be kind to your family and your brother and sister and mom, grandma, whoever you live with. Make sure you take care of yourself and you help take care of them. And then try to get some Waterford done today. I think we may do math this afternoon. I'm going to pull up Waterford for how we did last week. Some of you did great. Some of you did pretty good. And some of you not so good. So anyway, we'll just look at the times of it, right? Because my whole thing, as you all know, is that we are just working on it the best we can. And we're not worried about perfection. We're doing the best we can, right? And I know, because Miss Pratt does know how to do Waterford, and your parents may not know how to do Waterford, and how it's teaching you to do things sometimes can be a little bit different than what they might be used to. And so it can be hard, and that's okay. It's okay for things to be hard and for us to struggle with it. Just keep trying, because you know, all through your life, as you try to do better, you will do better. And I am proud of every effort that you make. I will see you in a little while. Love you guys.